We are back for the AFLW 2025 AFL Premiership season. We got round 9 results. We got round 10 previews. Let's get on with the show. Before we get started, before we get on the way, you like this topic as I continue to the end of the 2025 AFLW NAB Premiership season? Well, please hit that like button and subscribe with hitting that notification bell. So today's show will be showing the NAB round 9 result, and we'll get into round 10 previews with only 2 rounds on top. Well, technically it's 4 rounds into 3 rounds of that. So we hit the Friday night football at Mission Witten Oval. Western Bulldogs versus Essendon with the final score 10-7-67, defeated 1-10, a 57-point victory to the Western Bulldogs. They are looking really, really well, with the Western Bulldogs kicking 1-0. Then it was 5 goals to 2 behinds. Then it was 2 goals for the none, and a matter 2-2 to 1-2. So Essendon have had started really well, and they just struggled, absolute struggled ever since really early in that season. And how can I relate to Essendon? Now, can they play finals? Can they be able to get back into the finals race? It's not going to be easy. It's not going to be a season to remember. Yes, they've had 3 wins all so far, but they are a long way. They've got to get a big win, and they're gonna find a way next week and also find out who they take on. They are back in Melbourne at Windy Hill, so it gives you a bit of an idea for that. So, and then so on. So they've got a couple of home games at Windy Hill, and then they are on the road to Sydney. So for the final game, so which will be round 12, the final round. It's all being released, so I can't wait to share with you all for the final round when the time comes, which unfortunately will not be able to attend due to being away. I will be sharing all that really, really soon. So well done to Western Bulldogs winning 67-10. Essendon heads up, play well next week. Western Bulldogs, well done on the win. Saturday football, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The 5 game schedule into the 4 games we'll share very soon. So Adelaide Crows versus West Coast Eagles. West Coast had a big win last week against Collingwood, and Adelaide getting a little disappointed in at Icon Park against Richmond, as they will be rebuilding onto a successional season coming through the end of the season. So what I can say, this was a win. This is the win Adelaide needed. They got their loss. They came back. They're back at home. They are really one of the best teams at home for the competition. And I got to say, final score 7-6-48, fitted for 7-30-1. Really good weather for football. You know, Adelaide started well, and they just went all and took it all. So really, can West Coast respond next week? I think they can, but it was 2 goals to 1 point, 2 goals to 1 goal, 2 goals to none, and 1 goal to 3. West Coast score total all 3 goals, 3 to Adelaide, 3 goals, 3. So the second half, 21 points apiece, with Adelaide winning by 17 points. So a good effort for West Coast. They saved basically double of that to make it a lot worse. Heads up, West Coast play well next week. Adelaide, well done on the win. Next game, we are on our schedule for Saturday football down at GM HBA Stadium in Geelong. Geelong Cats taking their take on GWS Giants. Geelong taking 11-6-72, defeated 6-9-45. Geelong girls taking the win against GWS Giants, which Geelong's males team struggled, and they did that during their season. So with the final score on our hands, as I mentioned, 11-6-72, 6-9-45, 27 points, big winners. Geelong are starting to look very sexy football at this point of the season. So I'll go through as I'm enjoying all the other games. 3-3-21 to 1 goal. 4 goals to make 1 goal for the quarter to 2 goals. So GWS Giants only cut the mark down to 2 points at halftime. 2 goals to 1, and it was 5 goals straight to 4 goals. 1 goal for the final quarter. Absolute. That's how they won it, Geelong. They won it and they solved the victory. So well done to Geelong with the win. GWS Giants, good effort taking on Geelong and bit of a good comeback into half-time. We almost coming into the Saturday evening football, but we are heading down to, Kingston Stadium, Frankenstein. Hawthorn Hawks take on Gold Coast Suns. Really big effort from Gold Coast. I'll share them in just a moment. I'll just go through quarter. Good start to the Hawks. They kicked 2-0, then 3-2, 2-1, and then 1-3. So how can back kicking from 20 scoring shots to 7 back to winning the last quarter? It was 4-1 to 3-8. I'm giving more credit to Gold Coast. No, not just, well done, Hawthorn, 23-point victory, 8-12, 60 to 6-137. But Gold Coast didn't start well. They came from beyond and came hard in that final quarter. So can I really see bad accuracy? Bad kicking, of course. But well done to Hawthorn, but Gold Coast, they're coming. They have to believe in each other. Difficult season at the moment. They will get some good players in the future for their football club. I trust that they will bring some good talent there. Hawthorn, once again, well done on the win. All the best in the last 3 weeks of the footy season. And we now come, we go to Brisbane at Bridesham Homes Arena. This is a game of one of the best teams in the comp take on Port Adelaide. It is Brisbane versus Port Adelaide. Final score 9-8-62 for 9-33. Now, Port Adelaide had a couple really solid games, some really solid good wins with Brisbane, Port Adelaide came out on top. 2-1, 3-0. Then it was 2-1 and 3-1. So Port Adelaide just couldn't get them hands on the footy and continue this lead. They started well, but unfortunately wasn't enough. And margin really was a 29-point victory with Port Adelaide in the kicking 2-5 to Brisbane, 5-3. So really comfortable second half for Brisbane. A lot more than the second half. Better accuracy overall. So heads up, Port Adelaide. All the best for the remaining of the season. Well done, Brisbane, with another win. So we come to the final game for Saturday football and Richmond versus the Kangaroos. With Richmond 2-2-14, 7-8-50, with a margin of 36 points victory to the top place Kangaroos, which they are sitting absolutely nicely on the ladder. They have drafted maybe the best teams, and look out, they are going to look very good in the next 4 weeks to come, coming close to the final. So, where North Melbourne started well, and that was it. It was a matter of 2-0 and 3-0. Let's just leave it as that. 3-5 to 2 behinds overall. Then it was 1-2. Richmond won the half. Basically, the second quarter into the third quarter, won the game. But it wasn't enough, unfortunately, 3-0 against to 0. So I really think Richmond just gave it all. 30 points, it's not a heavy defeat. Be proud of that part. But the best moment I will give North Melbourne Kangaroos are looking very good coming. Could it be the first and only time record that a Victorian team, the AFLW, gone undefeated and they go straight through to the AFLW Grand Final and win another premiership? We'll find out that part, but right now, you never know what can happen now to then. They could injure themselves, but right now, what I'm going to be doing right now, I'm going to leave it from here. We'll see you Sunday afternoon football. We've got 3 games to share. We've got Sydney versus Carlton at Henson Park, followed by we go to RSEA Park, Melbourne, St Kilda versus Collingwood, one of the interesting rivals, and the finish it up, Fremantle versus Melbourne at Fremantle Oval, Perth. So some really entertainment games to share, and what can open up this competition is anyone can win it. So, that's all for now. We'll see you very soon. We are back for Sunday football, and thank you for joining for round 9 results, and we get straight into round 10 preview. So, right now we have Sydney Swans versus Carlton. Well done to Sydney Swans. The final score 11-10, 76-5-7-37, with the Sydney Swans 39-point victory. We have 4-1, then it was 4-1. Nothing changed in the second quarter for the Swans. It was 5-3, a bit better from the Blues, and it was another 1-0. So Carlton came hard, King 3 goals 4 to 3 goals 5. They were much better. Carlton had scored pressure, not letting them score 8 goals into 3 goals. So more points in goals, more goals and points for the Blues. So pretty even in that last quarter. But heads up, Carlton, all the best next week. And we come to the second game as we continue. We are at RSEA Park in Melbourne. St Kilda versus Collingwood Magpies. Final score 5-5-35 to be 1-6-12. And it was a very nice start to the Saints over Collingwood, 1-0. Then it was 2-0. Then it was 1-1, so pretty even there, much better. And it was another 1-0. So St Kilda started perfectly. They kicked 2-4 to 1-3. So 3-0 to making it really 5 goals on the scoreboard. It's pretty good ever against 1 goal. St Kilda really took on a very nice victory by 23 points. And we come to the final game. And it's just completed 6-4-40 to 5-5-35. Fremantle versus Melbourne Demons. And it was Fremantle to start out 4-1. Then it was 3-2. Then it was 1-0 and 1 goal each to holding on. What an epic victory it was. 2-2 to 1-4, very much even. It was anyone's to win. Well done, Fremantle, was to win. So well done to Western Bulldogs, Adelaide, Geelong, Gold Coast, Brisbane, Kangaroos, Sydney, St Kilda and Fremantle. We change over to round 10 previews with 2 overall games of rounds of football. We have 3 rounds of football, 10, 11 and 12. After round 10, it will be 2 rounds. So Port Adelaide and Hawthorn go head-to-head on Friday night football as well. West Coast versus Geelong. Then we have Saturday football. Melbourne and Sydney go head-to-head. Then GWS Giants versus Fremantle. Kangaroos and Adelaide Crows and St Kilda, and then it's the Sunday football as we got the 3 games. The first up is Essendon and Brisbane, Collingwood and Richmond, Gold Coast and the Western Bulldogs. The end round 10. What some big games there was. I'm just going to say one word, and that is Hawthorn over Port Adelaide. Geelong should come to Perth and take a ride win over, West Coast. Essendon will be shown very shortly, but it's Melbourne versus Sydney. Sydney had a nice win, and as well, Melbourne just holding breath off. So I think in regards to saying, Melbourne should take over at Katie's Field. Melbourne should take the win over Sydney. GWS Giants versus Fremantle Dockers. Big win for Freo. Well, unfortunately, Giants is not there. I'm saying Fremantle to win this game. I don't want to go and get Adelaide, but I think the Kangaroos at Arnon Street will take this win by just a few points. Should be a whipping game of football. And then we have into Saturday evening Icon Park, St Kilda for Carlton and St Kilda. Well, one's just not going to really big perform. St Kilda holding off a very nice win. Carlton was the win. We have Essendon versus Brisbane for the first Sunday afternoon at Windy Hill in Melbourne. Well, Brisbane over Essendon at Windy Hill. Collingwood and Richmond, both bottom teams in the comp. They will not play finals. And I think, in my opinion, Richmond should take this win at Victoria. And to finish off at the Great Beef Reef Arena in Mackay, it's Gold Coast Suns versus Western Bulldogs. I am choosing Western Bulldogs to finish off round 10. And there you have it. Subscribe down below. If you like today's episode, make sure you like it. And all the previews and reviews and thoughts and all that. We'll see you next week. Stay tuned for bowling. We come off from 2 weeks off, so that's really exciting to come. So thanks for listening. BJ Shows out. Catch you all then. Bye for now.